Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and welcome back to Alex Asks. And last time, I asked you, lovely lot, what things do you like about the Nintendo Switch live presentation, and what things did you not like? Well, most of you answered before the event actually went out, but nevertheless, here's just what a few of you had to say afterwards. Apologise, my voice is a little hoarse, I don't know why, but it hurts. The Awesome Observer says, I think the presentation did great in terms of hardware, but I still think it could have been beefed up in terms of games, although I am rather impressed by the games as well as the console's functionality. I think that Pokemon Stars was just a rumour and will never happen. Well, I have very similar opinions on the matter, except for the Pokemon Stars thing. I do still think that's coming, but obviously they're not going to announce it this early on because it would harm sales on the 3DS version, but blah 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 blah. But in terms of the software being the thing that's holding it back, that's pretty much what I said in a video that I put out earlier today, which you can find by clicking that card up there, which is basically my thoughts and opinions on the matter, which you'll probably hear again in this video. Hooray! Robert Snitchler says, best thing about the presentation was finally learning the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild release date. Least favorite is 1-2 Switch. At first I was pumped up with this cowboy gunslinger vibe, and then the reveal of the game made me cringe really hard. I was so dissatisfied, it just looks bad. I do have to agree on that. 1-2 Switch has kind of underwhelmed me. I mean, it's very impressive when it comes to the actual, the hardware and the capabilities, things like the HD Rumble and stuff like that. They work really well, but the fact that it's not a pack-in game is a really big deal. And I did, again, as you said, when it revealed it and it was like the gunslinger vibe, the Old West and things like that, that looked really cool. I thought it was maybe a new Wild Gunman game, and I thought that was, gonna really, really tickle my fancy, but no. Garrett Peterson says, least favorite Joy-Con ice water. Now, you see, that was kind of like a bit weird, sort of, I can feel the ice cubes in the glass, the individual ice cubes. And yes, that was kind of weird and it did seem a little bit unnecessary, but by the same token, I've used the HD Rumble now on the 1-2 Switch game Ball Count, where you just basically rest the Joy-Con in your hand, roll it around, and you can feel the balls inside, and it honestly really does feel very much like there were actual moving things inside the Joy-Con. It sounded like they were hyping it up in the video, but honestly, I think they were pretty much hitting the nail on the head. It does still feel artificial in a way. It sort of does feel like a rumble system, but by the same token, it's still so much closer than anything else I've ever felt before, so it's good stuff. Nintendo Fanboy says, favorite, the new game trailers. Least, new Nintendo Switch Network program. Yes, that is a bit of a source of controversy. Paying for an online service is certainly nothing new, but Nintendo doing it is, and I think a lot of people are worrying that it's going to be the same thing as before. They have already announced a few extra features and things like that, but I do think on the whole it's going to lead to a better online service because they're going to be getting more money from it, and you get money from something, you put it back into it, and that just please do excuse me, I have recently had my lunch. If they can develop it and make it something really good, really so much better than previously anticipated, then that would be great. But I do understand the fears that people have. They don't want to pay for a service that until now has been free. So yeah, I understand that totally, but I think maybe it's, again, one of those things we're just gonna have to wait and see. Glendo64 says, best bit was Breath of the Wild trailer. Yes, that really was a special treat indeed. However, the worst bit was realizing I don't like the launch lineup, so I'll be Breath of the Wilding on the Wii U. I can see an awful lot of people doing this, and it makes total sense for the consumers. If you got a Wii U, why would you buy a new system just to play the same game that you can play on Wii U? I totally get that, but by the same token, it's one of those titles where it really will run so much better on the Switch. It's not like the leap between the GameCube to the Wii, where there really wasn't much difference in it, to be honest. The leap from the Wii U to the Switch does look like it's going to be quite considerable. So, if you don't like the other games, then yeah, Breath of the Wild, get it on Wii U, enjoy it there. And I think that's why part of the reason why Nintendo were doing it and not just scrapping it on the Wii U, still optimizing it, bringing it out on their old system so that people can still enjoy it without having to drop a whole load of new moolah on a new system, which is rather nice of them. Or who knows, maybe they just decided they've gone this far, so they might as well release it. I don't know. Infinity Master says, like region free, dislike online subscription model. Again, again. Absolutely hate it and will definitely affect my desires to play online or even buy games that are heavily reliant on online multiplayer, such as Splatoon 2. Sad face. Well, if you are in two minds about it, they have said that there is a trial period for a number of months whilst they're, setting everything up and things like that, so you can play online for free during that time. I think. Let me double check that. Yes, I've just double checked, and that is indeed the case. So you will be able to try before you buy, as it were. So if you do have any reservations and you're getting the Switch anyway, give it a go. If you like it, pay for it however much it may be, if you can afford it. If not, don't bother. Simple. Deku Elk says, my favourite bit was when the translator choked and I knew thousands of people were laughing at him from their home. Yeah, I know how that translator feels. Addison Weglars Ward says, I didn't like how there were only 2 launch games, not too many first-party stuff, but Fire Emblem Warriors, it's gonna be epic. And how Mario's hat has eyes. Whose idea was that? I imagine probably Miyamoto's. It has subsequently been revealed that there are in fact 5 launch games coming to the Switch, so that's something at least. I mean, it's over double, but even so it's still a low amount. It doesn't solve all the problems, but it is at least more than 2, so we've got that to be thankful for. Tennersax120891 says, favourite part, the Mario Odyssey trailer. Least favourite, the awkward talking. That Zelda Breath of the Wild trailer was pretty dope too. Yeah, a lot of the talking did have that sort of awkward pausing and things like that, and that sort of strange scripted feel, but I'm guessing that was probably for the benefit of the translators, so not all bad. I think maybe one of them went off script, which is why that guy started choking and everything, so who knows. Colm Ryan says, am I the only one excited about Project Octopath Travelers? I love me a good pixel art RPG, and this looks right down my alley. You are not alone. I also think it looks rather splendid. It has that sort of nice marriage between the pixel art style and actually doing some fun, particle effects and shadows and things like that with real proper, sort of standard HD engines and things like that. I'm talking out of my arse a bit, but it looks good, and I'm looking forward to it. And finally, Timothy TN said, Super Mario Galaxy 3, please let it happen, Nintendo. Now, you will notice that they did break the rules. They posted 6 days ago, and I did say I wouldn't include any that weren't posted after the event, but it was so accurate, and I just wanted to show Timothy's powers of foresight. So yeah, massive thanks to everybody who left a comment. Unfortunately, I can't read all of your comments out because my voice is far too hoarse for that kind of thing at the moment, but you do have a chance to get one of your comments read out in the next episode. And so my question for you this week is, if you're not planning to buy a Switch, what would convince you to buy one? If you are buying one, what would convince you not to cancel your pre-order, as it were? Let us know down there in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and putting up with my terrible voice for today. If you like this video, then why don't you find that subscribe button a nice lollipop and give it to it, and it can be happy. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye bye.